With the reality of climate change, regions are facing heavy rains throughout the year, leading to flooding, loss of lives, and evacuations. The Eastern Cape Combined Environmental Forum, a local environmental group in Nelson Mandela Bay, is actively involved in combating climate change, with its main focus being environmental justice. Thandokazi Yehu, a member of the forum, joined to contribute to the fight against climate change effects and emphasizes the importance of individual actions in creating a sustainable environment. The forum does recycling, which not only benefits the environment but also provides financial gains for members like Yehu.
Umhlaba wethu awunikisi ukutya ku-right. So in order for us bekani sitya ukutya abangasozizo i-GMOs funeke sizilimele. Ukuze sikhusele ke ngoku ukutya kwe-GMOs kungabikho funeke sigade umhlaba. Ukuze sigade umhlaba funeke thina siprotecte indlela ekuphehlwa ngayo umbane, indlela esiphilisana ngayo nezilwanyane, indlela esenza ngayo kube kanti akho nto zi-toxic around i-area esihlala kuzo. Ezi toxicity ke zifikayo kwi-area esihlala kuzo kwasithi zi-dumping sites zethu. Yi-responsibility yethu ke bantu bahlala kwi-area zethu ukuba sicoce. Yilento ke ngoku sihamba sifundisa abantu nge-recycling bana in order for you bekanti uphila kumhlaba o-right, kumhlaba o-clean, ukwazi uphefumula kakuhle, recyclisha.
Another forum member, Sonia Screech, highlights the importance of educating others about the severe impacts of climate change. She says she makes sure that people are educated on the topic by educating them.
I've joined the ECCF, I've realized that that's where I belong. So the information that I gathered there as I was learning about the environmental and everything that's happening, including the climate change. So I started to believe that, okay, not only I can take the information for myself and sit on top of it at home, let me go to the communities, to the school, and for children's in school, let me go to the communities, we do awareness, and then we contribute by doing green hydrogen. We're also involved in that. So mostly we're educating people about the impacts of climate change because it affects us all, especially those people who are from the rural areas, the people who are not from the subsidies. So we wanted to know them to know more about the climate change. So we always try to educate people.
The forum's chairperson Menikaya Plani acknowledges the urgent need to address climate change and emphasizes that it is not solely the government's responsibility but also that of citizens.
Indaba climate change ayingekahulumende yodwa. I can say it's a collective effort, because you'll find out in our areas here in Gqeberha, you'll find out we have got a lot of canals, and that people do not know the importance of those canals, because they are dumping on those legal dams. For instance, we have recently had the floods. So it is because of people who are ignorant within those canals and so forth. Plastic, so hence we have this initiative. We took this initiative as ECF to make it a point where you are going to communities and raise awareness and education with regards to these challenges. Also for Indaba Island issue of climate change, you'll find out you cooperate. We've got a lot of companies here that have got emissions as Zenzayo, and that there are minimum emission standards that those corporate companies are not adhering to. You understand? So it is the work of the governments to make it a point that they enhance those policies and legislations that are in place.
An environmentalist, Dr. Gqeberha, stresses that individuals can mitigate the effects of climate change by avoiding activities that accelerate its impact.
On an individual level, there's a lot that can be done. Is that you can start thinking about climate change and how it affects you. What are you doing to your house? Are you conserving water? Are you catching rainwater? Are you planting your own veggie garden? Those are the kind of things that we can look at. What do you put down the toilet? How do you deal with your waste? Are you planting indigenous trees and bushes? Those are the issues that you can be looked at a local level and at an individual level. But your church, your community, your soccer club, your rugby club, what are they doing in terms of climate change? How do they manage their showers? Are they looking at water? Are they communicating the message to the members?
He says failure to address climate change could lead to more frequent disasters.
The key thing about climate change is firstly it's not something that's going to happen in the future. It's here today. We've seen that We've seen a lot of change taking place in a very relatively short period of time. We also know that the planet is heating. There's no doubt about that. That is scientifically very clear. And the question now becomes is what do we do about it? And so we have to adapt. We have to look at adapting to these changing circumstances, and we must make sure that this happens within the urgency that is required by it.
A general practitioner in Nelson Mandela Bay, Dr. Zoliswa Fetcher, warns that climate change not only affects physical health, but also mental well-being.
Climate change does affect your mental well-being as well. So as health, what is climate change? Sibona ndoni climate change. Rising temperatures, we've seen rising sea levels up here in Port Elizabeth. We've seen the damages it causes. Air pollution, we've seen flooding, we've seen here in Gqeberha, we've seen that. And all these conditions does have an impact on health. Temperature rises does affect the body physically. Heat, what does heat do? Heat stress, heat exhaustion, you tend to sweat more. What does it do? Heat stroke. So those are the things you need to identify. We need to teach people about heat stroke, how to identify those things. So those are the things we need to teach our people. Air pollution. We work in areas that is polluted, lots of industrial areas. Combustion releases particles that changes how the body works, okay? Causes inflammation. Cardiovascular causes inflammation.
Climate change is a process that started in the 1800s due to human activities such as burning fossil fuels. According to experts, if left unchecked, it will lead to more catastrophic consequences that can devastate food production and severely impact human health. Reporting for MPK TV News, I am Nelson Mandela Bay in Gqeberha.